Greetings, prop makers of the world, and today we're building a follow-up video to the Christmas ornament that I built last time. This is pretty much just the presentation box for it, but it's almost as important as the ornament itself. So you'll see there's the ornament that I made, and this is the box that goes together to put it so it becomes a presentation, and it literally is the heirloom ornament that people will hold on to for years to come. This is friction fit. Yeah, you'll see that there's velvet in the back just to give it that nice little look and feel. You can do more to this box if you want, but this is a really good, classy way to present an heirloom ornament to someone instead of just going, here, have an ornament. If you make something special, people will see it as special. Anyways, enjoy the video, and I will see you at the end. And welcome back to the follow-up video to my first ornament video. This one really is kind of extra. I always find that when I make things, if you do a bit of time on the presentation, it really goes a long way to making the ornament look that, like whatever you're putting through, let's look that much better. So we're going to be using these dollar store boxes. This is in Canada, and the template that I've set up for the Google Drive with the images on, I've made it as flexible as possible. So if you don't find this box specifically, I know there's ones with glass all the way through here, you at least have a fighting chance. This one's a really nice box, and we're going to go through and we're going to spruce it up a little bit to make it look good. So what we're going to do here first, and I'll be back after I'm done of course, is I'm going to be taking some wood stain. This is the French on that side, the min wax stuff. You can get this at almost any store, and this Puritan pine is such a fantastic color. I use it for far too much. It's like bronze paint, the stuff I just love for everything. So I'm gonna go paint this, and I'll be back, and I won't bore you with me talking about all sorts of lovely things in life. Anyways, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, for the next step here is pretty straightforward. You're gonna need just a few things. You're gonna need to print these sheets off of the Google Drive link that's in the description. This has got a huge brown area around it because I have to make it so if you can't get the exact box that I found, this will still work. Anyways, and this is for 2021. I may include a 2022 in the exact same file so if you don't get to it this year, you can get to it next year. Now, what you're gonna do is this certificate here, depending on the type of box that you have and how you wanna do it, this will go into the front of the lid of the box. I'll show you after. You cut this out, but the best thing to do is cut it around the white here, leaving a bit more. And then you're gonna need some foam core, like this. This is just dollar store fair foam core. I wish I could get black core, but the white is working. So what you're going to do is, on this one, once again, depending on the box that you're using, because sometimes this won't fit into the box that you have, that you get your hands on. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just glue this using spray glue onto here, and then just cut this out to the size of the box. This is set up for the size of the box. If your box is bigger, then what you do is you just leave more black around the edge, so you just kind of center it. And if it's smaller, when you print this out, change the size that it prints at. This can go smaller and still be readable. Anyways, and the other thing you're going to be doing is cutting out one of these. I gave you two, just in case you mess up one, not that I wouldn't. You cut this out right along, leaving a tiny rim of black, so when this goes on the back of the ornament, it looks good. Anyways, and then what you do is you'll do your ghetto lamination, where you just pretty much use packing tape to cover this so it protects this when it's on the back of the ornament. Anyways, I'm gonna go through, oh, one more thing here, sorry. So from the box, hopefully you can see that, that's the glass that comes from. So what I'm gonna do is, in order to get this shape and where that actually sits, I'm going to put the glass down onto the paper where I want it to be situated. If you want to measure this, go ahead. But if you're like me, I'm just good. That's good enough. And now we're just going to put some lines down the side, because we know this is the size of the hole in the box because this is the glass that came from it. So once we've got that size, I'm going to cut this out, get this in, and I'll be back to show you the assembly of part of it, because we still have to do the ornament part. I'll be back for that one, but at this point you can get this part done. and welcome back. So, box is all stained. As you can see, that Puritan pine is something else. Gosh, I love that color. Thank you, Minwax. Now we're going to go through for the final assembly. On the inside here, you will see that I have got some felt. This is just typical dollar store fare. And I used, of course, super glue, my awesome, I'm going to call that super glue from now on, to stick it down. It is about the only thing I found that really sticks felt down beautifully and uniformly, because if not, you end up with bubbles and the such. Love this stuff. So now what you're going to be doing is this is where you'll be signing your name and then taping over this to prevent it getting damaged when it goes onto the back of the ornament. Now, on the back of this ornament is my label, which I'm not going to be putting this one on because that's my Christmas ornament and it has my personal label, which you guys all don't need to see right now. Anyways, now the next thing is we're going to have this, which was cut out from the sheet, and the glass. So first thing first, you're going to put the glass in where it's supposed to go. Make sure it's clean. This is my second take because I was filthy the last time. Take your sheet, stick it into place. The wood, if the wood has a bit of a camber to it, put the camber to the inside so when you spin these pegs, it pulls that out and really tightens everything up so that wood doesn't stick up as much. Now you'll see on the front, the logo sits lovely in the center of your design there. Actually, it's a tiny bit off center, but it's okay. Don't do as I say, do as I do. Anyways, so close. Now the next thing here is you're going to take your foam board, you're going to cut it out. Once again, using said glue, you're going to stick this label, depending on how big you need it, to this foam board. And then once you've got that done, you're going to take your glue gun, hit those top 4 corners, watch your fingers, and stick it straight down onto this side. Like I said, I'm hoping, I've seen these boxes at this dollar store for a few years now, so I'm pretty sure you can find this exact one, and then you don't have to mess around with anything to make this work properly. Now when you're done here, you'll write handmade. Don't press too hard because you'll punch yours through into the foam core, and then down here you sign it so it becomes, you know, personalized. Now the next part here, this one's going to be a little bit open for how everybody wants to do it. The second piece is going to be cut for the size of this side here. If you can get black foam core, all the better, but I could only find white foam core at the time. Then what you do is you either use a coping saw, you can use a scroll saw, you can use a knife, whatever direction you want to go. You put your ornament down onto your piece of wood here, or onto your piece of foam core, draw around it with a pencil crayon, and then just cut out the shape. You want this to be tight. Don't give it a ton of extra room. You actually probably look, you can see the yellow on the side there. So what you do is you do that, then cut it out. You can see where I used a scroll saw. This comes out. And what's funny is when I did this, I did it with the back of the scroll saw blade because this stuff doesn't have a lot of fight on cut, and I find it gives me a much cleaner cut. What I really should do is I should have a spiral blade in my scroll saw, but for the life of me, I can't find them in my garage right now. So you work with what you got. So take this once again, and we're gonna glue the back of it like we did last time. This one is not as bad. Just make sure you have enough that when it goes down and it sticks, that it really does hold in place. I almost caught my thumb with the hot glue. I could feel the heat of it there. So then I just push it down hard, give it a second, and it'll actually seam. And now, don't show the back of the ornament as you're going to go put it into the box. And if everything worked out beautifully, you can pre-check this before you do all this final gluing. And there you go. That's it. Straightforward. You're finished. This becomes the whole box for the heirloom ornament. And it becomes a beautiful presentation piece where it's year after year, you'll be able to take this thing out, and whoever gets this will know they've got something special you put a lot of effort into. Anyways, remember to like, share, subscribe, send it to all the people you know in your life. Show it to your dogs. I hear dogs love watching how to do prop videos. And I also set up a Patreon, you know, just because that's what everybody does. And maybe one day I'll be able to do this full time, and I'll have more of a budget. Right now I just run on the I can do the stuff what I can do budget. Anyways, enjoy this. If any of you build this, please send it to me. I'll put a link to my my Discord down in the description. Put it up on the Discord. I would love to see when some of the people complete these, because they really are. And since this box is being done in January, you have a whole year to make ornaments for the next year. Anyways, have a good one.